Hi, welcome to Midwest Magic Cleaning. My name is Crunchy Thump Funk, and today we're going to be working on one of the most hoarded houses that we've ever done on the channel. Now, I say hoarded, but the majority of what you're going to see throughout this house is going to be mostly clothing and then a lot of trash. So let's talk about the backstory of this house. No one has entered this house in about 4 years. The occupants have a variety of issues, from severe, very severe ADHD to moderate autism. I'm positive that there is some PTSD going on in this household, and I know that this is not a single person problem. This is a multi-person ordeal. I explained a bit in the first video about how when you're going through piles of trash and even good stuff that's piled up on a floor, the deeper you go in a pile, the more you can tell what happened. So it's almost like a geology dig. You kind of go in reverse order. So the pile started at the very bottom and then built up over time. That's how you can tell how these messes started. So at the very bottoms of these piles of stuff throughout the house, it starts with discarded clothing that was just dropped on the floor. Then over time, more clothing stacked up, followed by trash. Because when you're dealing with ADHD and you're dealing with autism, as a pile grows, you stop seeing the individual components and start seeing the mess as this big looming entity. Especially whenever you're talking about autism, especially moderate to severe autism, you stop seeing the floor as a floor and you start seeing just a pile of stuff, and that's where the trash goes because it's covered in trash already. You don't think about throwing trash in the trash can because there's a big pile of trash in front of you. It's like no big deal to just throw your trash on top of the other trash. That's just where it goes. Over the course of years of this happening, you get so used to it that that's just the way your house is. I mean, you know that there's something wrong. You know that this is not normal, but you learn to live with it in the same way as you'd learn to live with like a bad back. It's like, yeah, I could get surgery or I could go get physical therapy or whatever to help correct this, but also I'm existing just fine with a bad back. I just have to be careful. In the same way, in a house like this, when you're dealing with mental illness on this level, you learn to just live within the house, and it's like, well, I could clean it up or I'm just fine stepping over the stuff. And that's what has happened here. You get a pile that's so big that by the time you realize that it's an emergency and you need to clean it from head to toe, it's so overwhelming that if you don't do this for a living or you don't do it regularly, it becomes impossible for a single person or even a small group of people to do. We got a 40-yard dumpster and filled it entirely, and it mostly came out of the living room and the kitchen.